Although I'm still confused, even like with the numbers you provided, like wouldn't you assume if it's 1 out of 10 men, like the other 9 men would just intervene on your behalf because men are benevolent?
Excuse me, can you repeat?
Well, you said, okay, using your own stat, you said 10% of men. So when we gave you the 10 men versus 10 bears, I think you still picked bears, right? And you too, Kiko? Like, No, you said...
No, she said no bears.
No, she picked bears.
She picked man.
Even on my paper, I picked a man versus a bear.
No.
I thought you said
there
with
was 2
10
other
men.
ones. Oh, 10 men.
Oh, I did say that.
Yeah, with
I
10
was
men.
kind of joking, though. I was fucking around.
Yeah. Oh,
I was
okay,
like,
but so...
10 men versus a bear, yeah. Give me the bear.
Okay, so using your own stats on this, like it would be 10% of men, that'd be 1 out of the 10 men. Like if that one guy did try to do something, like it's safe to assume like most men would intervene seeing you being attacked in this way, and they would like probably kill that guy. Or do you think they would stand by and watch?
I mean, there's a couple different ways that it could go. They could intervene, in which case, yay, great.
Wait, hold on. I'll go ahead and grant that it could, like, they could watch. Like, that is
They could also
possibility.
join in. That is also a possibility.
Wait, but you said the risk is 10%. So that would mean only one man would do it and the rest wouldn't.
Who wants to join in on that?
You'd be surprised.
Okay, hold on.
There's actually a whole genre.
So, okay, okay, fine, whatever. I don't think I'm going to get anything from that question then. Just occurs to me that...
I also just think that the man versus bear argument is stupid and doesn't actually address any of the concern that us women have with men or bears.
Well, I think it would indicate that women who'd pick bear...
I agree with that.
I think it would indicate that women who'd pick bear are sexist.
I think they're scared.
Scared.
Oh, okay, so hold on. Let me change it then. So if we replace man with black person, and if you pick black person because of previous negative experiences that you've had, would this be racist?
I mean, I think making it a definition of black man is racist in itself. I'm just saying men in general.
What do you mean definition of black person?
I mean, you have to make that distinction. I think that makes the question racist in itself. When it's not race, it's gender.
Well, that's fine.
Wait,
but,
so that...
just granted that, sure, the question in itself, let's just assume for a moment that it's racist. Does that mean that if you wouldn't pick the black man that you're racist?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's just men in general, but that's also like, does that change the type of bear? Is it a brown bear or a polar bear?
Do you agree that there's some nations of men where, due to the culture, they SA more than other groups of men in other nations?
Based off of the statistics that we have, that could be accurate, yeah.
Sure. So in this case, if somebody were to make a presupposition about black men based on this categorization of a subcategory, wouldn't that be racist?
So I think it's interesting that you took I think this question is dumb because it doesn't address the actual issue and turned it into a race thing. So
yeah, what does that have to do with the question I asked?
I'm just testing the logic.
Logic for what? I'm saying that the question itself is dumb.
Well, I was saying it's a test for
that's how I'm saying that the question itself isn't. There we go. Now that we have ascertained that you have an opinion and I have an opinion.
You actually just said that you agree that me saying that the question in itself doesn't actually discuss any of the actual issues.
Doesn't mean that the question is dumb.
Okay, so what would you say that the question is?
Well, the question is trying to test your logic. It's just trying to determine if you're consistent in your logic across multiple categories. So if it is the case that you think 1 in 10 men would SA, perhaps that's true, right? But what if we break the demographic down? Are you willing to bite the same exact bullet in the same situation? If it were the case,
how about let's
hang on.
No.
Hang on. Let me finish. I can't finish the question.
How about
you're so terrified that I finished this question.
No, I'm not. I'm
then
just
let
saying
me finish it.
Shiver me
let me
timbers.
finish it. Then let me finish it.
Okay, but why make the distinction?
Can I finish the question?
You can.
Great. Then let's do that. Okay, so if it is the case that what you're doing is you're saying 1 in 10 men will do X, and that's why I picked the bear, doesn't it stand a logical reason that if there were, I don't know, certain subgroups of men who are more likely, men in their 20s, for instance, right? Things like this, that you would try to adjust for those things?
Again, are we adjusting the bear as well?
No.
No? So what type of bear is
Why
it?
do we? Well, it's a random bear.
Well, no, because demographically, if you're talking about the different species of bear and who's more likely to attack a person.
Yeah, that's great. I agree that different bears may be more likely or less likely to attack. I agree.
Okay, so which bear?
Because
What
we're
bear is
just
it?
keeping it. Here's the point. The point is we're keeping one side of the question the same. We're just asking a different aspect of the question.
Because you don't know the man you're going to come across. It could
Correct.
be a docile man who loves
So
all
now,
women,
so
or
now,
a
if you
man
could correct,
who assaults.
if you could correct for demographics, would that change your answer?
No, I think I'd still choose the bear, honestly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Really? Like, I'm actually genuinely curious because I'm the type of person who most people think I would say the bear. That's who I've been brought up to think this. But literally, if you were plopped in a forest and you were just on a hike, you're just doing your everyday hike or whatever that you want to do, you would rather on your walk and trail pass a bear than pass a random man. Like, take the nuance off of it. You would,
No, if I was
on your own, just taking a
On a
morning
hike,
hike,
on a normal
you
hike.
would rather pass a bear, any breed of bear, than a man. That's
Any
genuinely
breed of bear? No, I would choose the man.
Okay, that's the point though, because you don't know what man you're coming across, and you don't know what type of bear you're coming across.
I could probably ascertain that I'm not going to come across a polar bear.
Okay, but there's black
not?
bears, there's grizzly bears, there's
Random.
brown bears. You can't tell that man that's walking by you. You can't tell if he's an assaulter or if he's the most lovely man you've ever met. You can't tell that. So it's like if you had to choose without any
that's-
knowledge, if you had to choose between a bear and a man, you would choose a man.
That's also why I'm saying this question doesn't take into account the actual issue.
I get that, but this is what they would do to me. And I would I would stick down and I'm like, no, bear, because I'm thinking about the nuances and stuff.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you caught up and you're falling into it by not just admitting the fact that you would rather come across a man than a bear. And you're even a cougar, even a coyote, even a shark, even in reality, you would rather come across a man than a wild animal like that could tear you into shreds. Like, I just listened to the voicemail, the call of this little girl and her stepdad in the forest while these bears and her cubs were eating them alive, and she's talking to her mom. Okay, I much rather take my chances. And I also know about the case of McKenna, who was in the forest with the man and didn't survive after 10 minutes of calling 911. It can go either way, but I think statistically, we can realize that you have a better chance across a random man walking past him than a bear.
For surviving, yes, I agree.
Okay, and that's what they're asking. They're not asking the
that's what
nuance.
I
They're not
agreed
asking all
before.
the other
Well,
stuff behind
in this
it. That's
case,
all they're asking.
While I appreciate that exchange, in this case, we're not. We're asking. Sorry, popcorn.
You want me to? You need
I'll
a
take
little-
it.
You
I'll
need a
take
little
the
breather.
popcorn.
You need a little
No,
breather.
no. They're asking a question about if something is racist or not. So if you specifically could choose between a distinct race that you could spawn in with, if you refuse to choose one based on a preconceived notion that you had about that race, would that be racist?
Can you ask the question again?
Yeah, let's say that you thought, well, I don't know, Asian people were more likely to essay than white people. And so you chose, in this case, white people over Asian people. Is that racist?
Yes.
I would
You have
say
no predisposed interactions. Because if you have 3 bad interactions with a certain particular race, I don't feel like you have an issue with saying that you have an issue with them.
question for her.
But if you've never interacted with them, she's not going to answer.
Here, we're gonna
I
let
know.
her answer the question. Go
She
ahead.
wasn't
We're going to
gonna
let her
answer.
try anyway.
Well, so I've had a lot of bad experiences with white people, Asian people, Hispanic
Asians?
people. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with men in general, which is why I picked the bear in the first place. So
And I have
honest-
no idea what this has to do with what I asked.
Wait, let me ask a quick follow-up question. So you've had a lot of bad experiences with men
Men.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you've had
And a woman.
but so you'd be totally fine if somebody's had like bad experiences with a racial group. They're like, oh, I don't want to be in this scenario. I don't want to be placed with this racial group. I'd rather
Depends
pick
on
the
how
bear.
bad the trauma is. Honestly, you
who
can't
are
control
you to-
PTSD.
Huh?
You can't control PTSD.
That's not the question, though. Answer the question.
What was the question?
Okay. So you're saying if you have trauma with men, totally justifiable to pick the bear. Question is, if somebody's had past, has had
Yeah, let's say you only had good experiences with one type of
no,
of sub-demographic of men.
has had, say, 3 bad experiences with 3 black men. Would
Okay.
that be enough justification for you? Like you would have no problem with them for just because they had 3 bad experiences with 3 individual black men, that this would be enough pretext and justification to pick the bear over, black people, enough justification to pick the bear over a black person.
Again, depends on the trauma, but yeah. Why wouldn't that be?
Would that be racist?
I don't think it's inherently racist because you're not like, you don't hate the person because of the color of their skin. You just don't want to go through the flashbacks. I don't know, honestly.
No. Okay.
Using conductive reasoning. is not
Final
racist.
question on this, on the bear thing. Can you at least have some sort of, this is almost going to be full circle here. What do you think about conservatives who object to transgender individuals having access to bathrooms of their opposite sex? Just transgender women who have access to women's bathrooms.
I'd say that if you're worried about them doing anything, then your actual worry is men, not the transness. You're worried about what's going on inside their head.
So you're fine with, like, for example, if conservatives were to put forth a law in a local jurisdiction or at state level or even the federal level that transgender women were barred from entering the women's bathroom, you'd be totally cool with this?
No. That they were
Why?
barred? That they were like not allowed?
They had to go into the bathroom with their sex.
Biologically assigned sex, yeah.
I don't.
But I don't understand. So you pick a bear over a man, over, yeah. Do you pick bear over a transgender woman?
No.
Huh. Even though it's a male.
Even though it's a transgender woman.
So
Sure.
that would be a subcategory of male.
Sure, if that's what you guys want to categorize it as, yes, I
Well,
would
no,
choose.
I mean that there's no other way to get. You can say it's woman, sure, or that's a woman.
I would think
But
that
anyway,
I
but the-
would
but the
think
question-
that they are less dangerous than an actual man. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. But if from the conservative viewpoint, conservatives view transgender women going into
Women's bathrooms.
women's bathrooms, what actual objection would you have?
I don't have an objection.
You literally just said you have an
No.
objection to conservative.
I have an objection to it being barred. I have an objection.
That's what. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But that's the point.
They have an objection to it. They're going to attempt to legislate against it being possible to do.
Okay.
Because they have PTSD.
Because they have
Okay.
PTSD of a trans woman.
I don't know how else to make like your fear.
Well, you can't say that. Like,
So the
you can't say.
legislation as a whole has trauma
Wait.
associated with
Well, I mean, it would have to from your worldview, right? If somebody stole a Snickers bar, they could conceivably, in your worldview, have as much trauma as somebody who, I don't know, witnessed a murder, right?
No.
No.
Oh, God forbid, a Snickers bar. But a murder?
How? Well, so wait, is that objective then?
What do you mean?
So I mean,
What box
are you?
what do you want me to
There's no
agree
box.
to?
I'm just.
No, what is your goal with these questions?
My-
And why aren't we asking every single person here the same questions?
Are you upset?
Not necessarily.
Are you upset because am I giving you too much attention? Is it upsetting to you? Do you want me to back off in the attention for you? Are the questions getting a little too hot for you? Are you having trouble?
I'll
now?
answer. Here.
No,
go
no, no.
ahead.
I want to answer. Are the questions getting a little too hot for you now?
No, I'm just
Well,
wondering.
then just answer them, and I'll answer yours. In fact, again,
so,
I'll make the same
so why,
deal.
Why aren't we asking everybody else the same
We-
question?
No,
Who says
let
we
me
wouldn't?
answer that. Hold on, let me answer that. You're the only person who picked bear.